Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map on CoinGlass. I have the symbol button clicked here and looking at BTC, the 12-hour chart. And the reason we're doing this is to show you what's driving the markets. It's these idiots and their extreme leverage, very, very close to price action. We had been moving up here like this, as you can see. There was no leverage, and people start longing right here, right close to the price. Um, and here, and here, and here. And what happens? They get liquidated, and price gets driven down to liquidate these people. And how does price get driven down? The only way it can get driven down is with this short extreme leverage, which is sitting right here, right above the price action. And you got all this sitting right up here. Millions and millions, tens of millions. It's all adding up to hundreds of millions of short leverage right here at around the previous. Well, no. Well, just under 70,000 though, around six. All this from 69 up to 70,000. Um, well, so that's why they have it there. They don't think we're going to get back above our previous all-time high. Um, but that's what's driving the price down to liquidate these longs. This is the 12-hour. Now, when you go on a 24-hour, do 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 do. Now everything is lighter in color. That's because this number has changed here. Um, it's increased here. See if we go back to the for a second. We'll go back to the 12-hour. Do 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 do. And you can see this is only 66 million to get to the bright yellow here. And when we go back to the 24-hour, do 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 do. And it's back up to 212 million to get to the bright yellow. Um, and that's why these are all very much fainter, but you can see that still, uh, well, I pointed to it with my finger, but you couldn't see me do that, could you? Um, 7 million, 40 million, 42 million, 32 million, 21 million, 36 million, 37 million. Add all those up. That's a lot of millions. That's a lot of millions between 70,000 and 69,000. That just is new here. New here. This is a 5 minute chart, I believe. Still, yeah, 5 minutes. Um, and this is current. I misspoke a few videos back. I thought it was delayed 8 hours. That was before the time change. And the reason I thought that was because I was looking at the times down here. And some reason they have this set to my local time. And instead of UTC, I was assuming it would be UTC. And I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to the exact numbers here on the chart. Um, I was just looking at the pretty colors. And so I assumed it was delayed, but it is not delayed. So, but it changes all the time as people change their positions. Now, so this is what's driving the price action. You got these idiots. You got these idiots right as soon as we start moving up that start using all this long leverage, really, really close to price action here. And the bears see that and they're like, oh, hell no. And so they open up all this short positions um, to liquidate these guys. And that's what's all driving the market. It's not real money. It's all this borrowed money, all this leverage that's driving the price up and down. We're getting these extreme fluctuations. Um, so that's what all the extremeness is here. But as you can see, we have billions in, well, hundreds of millions, hundreds and hundreds of millions at each level here, adding up to billions and probably several $billion of leverage here, up around 73,000 that they have to fill, they have to buy in order to close these positions. So that puts buying pressure here on the market. They have to buy. Keep that in mind. In the grand scheme of things, this is a bull market. This will continue to be a bull market for probably about another year at least. Well, at least until the end of this year, and more than likely into the first quarter of next year, and possibly into the fourth quarter of next year. So Bitcoin's going to 3, 4, 5x from here, from these prices. And there's many, many reasons for this that people go over continually. It's if you going off the 4-year cycle, by the way, which there really is no 4-year cycle. It's merely the election cycle, which is the same as in the stock market. It just has a different. It's a little bit more extreme in the crypto market, as well as you have the halving events that occur approximately every 4 years, slightly less, which throws another wrench into the loop. But we're not going to talk about the 4-year cycles now. So you got the halving coming up. You got this is an election year, and you have the ETFs introducing this huge demand for Bitcoin that is going to run out. It's going to be a huge supply crunch or whatever they call it. Um, so you got all that stuff going on. And the only way these people are going to be able to fill these positions is if you sell to them. And that's why you hear people talking about black swans and the big pullback. We're going to have a 40% correction and all this other stuff to keep fear in the market. And at any little slight little drop, you're going to sell, you're going to sell, you're going to sell. And it's going to help these guys out. And, you know, when things move back up, they can move back up rather quickly. So, if you're trying to if you're trying to trade, if you think you have to trade in order to make money, that's not true. That's not how people make money. You make smart long-term moves, and because if you try to outsmart the market, you're going to lose. It's like going to the casino. Um, Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you lose. It ends up being a lot more work than it's really worth. You have to consider the tax implications and all that other crap in there. And in order to really profit off of these moves, you have to, first of all, you have to be sitting in front of your computer all day long or whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about that. Well, since now pullbacks are healthy. And we've been looking for a pullback here because let's go to this chart. We're looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame, and we're looking at we just have the RSI pulled up here. Um, and you can see we've been up here in the bullish zone up above, what is that, 70? And should be well known, we have a lot of bearish divergence going on with you know what, I got to pull up the chart. Anyway, we're having lower highs on the here. Okay, it's really clear here. Lower high here, even a lower high here. And if I pulled up the chart, which I don't want to do because it looks like this, um, they're all higher highs on the price chart. So, and we are falling through. Initially, we had this white trend line. We've fallen through that, and the orange trend line, and the moving average. Um, and now I have this last aqua trend line here, which we have even fallen through here. Now, this is yesterday's close. This big leg down here isn't closed yet. This is moving. You can see it move right here. It's 59, 51, 50, 46, 43. It moves up and down. It could end up way up here at the end of the day. We still got another, how many hours do we have? Oh, this is a daily. Well, we have. I will tell you in just 1 second, 2 seconds. We have 14 and a half hours left in the day, and we are just about $67,000 now. We've come back down further. Let me go to this other chart. Yeah, we've come back down a little bit further than when I started. However, we are coming back up, which is great because let me turn off this one just for a second. I have a new chart here where I can turn things on and off. So it's really, really super cool. Now here on the daily time frame, I don't even need these. There we go. I have our blue parallel channel and our green parallel channels here. It's really, really interesting the point that the market decided to do this because it's the intersection of these two channels. The top of this big blue channel down here and this green channel here. Why isn't this green? Is it green? Should be. Yeah, it's green. It's just a real weird color green. Um, anyway, so that's really, really good. And although we wick down here through it, even right now, we are holding right at that. We seem to be holding right there. Let's see what the 5 minute chart looks like. 5 minute chart shows a lot of stuff. Yeah, so you can see how we're holding that green line for support. And we did wick down through it here for about 10 minutes maybe. And where did our blue line go? Sometimes these things move on the. It's probably right there under the green line, I think. Yeah, it's right there. You can see it. See, we did this right at the intersection of those lines, which is just really, really funny. It shows that the market recognizes those as levels of support. Um, and so that should hold us up. Go back to, let's go to a 4 hour, see where we're closing 4 hour candles at. We got another 2.5 hours left. Yeah, so we're closing 4 hour candles above there, candle bodies above there. And see, these 4 hour candles got bought all the way back up to $68,000 right here. What does that look like on our heat map? Yeah, right here. We're not getting up into really. I want to see these guys just get the short squeezed out of them. Okay, so liquidation heat map. So, like as we've come down here like this, we can see a big move up like this. But we did see this. We did know this was coming. I thought we could hold up here. Oops. Up here until possibly around the 21st of March. I was looking for uh, continuing this rally because of the extreme demand for Bitcoin right now. Even though we are having this bearish divergence, it does take time for that to play out. And apparently, it took till now to play out. But what's interesting right now is that if we stay down here, we're going to create hidden bullish divergence here between, well, actually, between both these lows, here and here, creating a new lower low on the RSI, and all of these have been higher lows on the in Bitcoin. And I'm not going to show that because it gets too confusing. Now, so this is good. This is really really good, and I'm happy about seeing this. As long as we don't go any further, um, and it would be nice if we could get back above our all time, our previous all time high, which is this white line right here. Yes, it'd be nice if we could get back up there. I don't know exactly what that'll do to our RSI chart. We're just going to have to wait for Friday's close to see what's going on. Now, I did look at the economic calendar to see if there was anything interesting going on tomorrow, and doesn't really look like too much. And also, what's driving this is probably a little bit people are able to use these numbers to put fear into people with these inflation, the PPI inflation numbers coming out a little higher. Well, quite a bit higher, to be honest, than expected. Um, but these numbers go up and down, and it's uh, not too big of a deal to me. But what I did notice in looking at this calendar, what's going on next week, um, we got the FOMC meeting next week. You know what? I haven't been paying attention to those lately because I don't really think of them as much of a big deal anymore, but apparently the market still does. And so the talk has been we're not going to see any rate decreases until June now. People are thinking maybe May, but as far as I know, this meeting, they have two different kinds of meeting. They rotate. Every other one is has something about economic projections or something like that. And this one is not one of those, I believe. Um, but anyway, that's next Wednesday. I had no idea about that, which kind of coincides with my theory about the 21st. Now, so that could still. Well, look at this. We're going back down again. There we go. Going back down. It's crazy. It's a wild ride here in the land of Bitcoin. Um, so the other thing I did want to look at here, and this is really, really important. Well, it's just another way to look at things. This is FBTC, the Fidelity uh, Bitcoin Trust. Um, and we're looking at it on an hourly time frame. Let's get rid of this guy. And let's go like this. And let's go like that. So you can look at the entire history here on the hourly time frame. I initially had this white parallel channel that it would, you know what, let's go to a different one. 4 hours, a little bit better. It was pretty much following the. See if we can hide this for a minute. Well, then I don't know how to unhide it. Well, let's go over here. There we go. So, I initially had this white channel and or this purple channel, but it seemed we were really sticking to this, especially if you look at the center line here, how price action was keeping up with that, although we did fall below here a little bit, which wasn't really that big of a deal until here. But when we fell through the second time, then I did make this green parallel channel. I wonder if I can turn the white one off now. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Um, so that seems a little bit more accurate. Now, if we want to stay within this green parallel channel here, yeah, that does not look nicer than that white one. Um, what we have to do then is open tomorrow above this $59.65. And how can we figure that out? Let's take our little measurement tool and measure from the close. You know what? Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can be more accurate. Tomorrow, Friday, from yesterday's close to, let's just go all the way down to the line. 2.64, let's say. We have to open no more than 2.64% from yesterday's close. Now, yesterday's close was at 2000 hours. Whoops, this is on a 4 hour. You know what? That's the start, I believe. Let me go on to an hourly, so don't get confused here. Okay, so 2000. You know what? That's after market close. We went up after market close. Market closed right there on the 1900 hour. So if we go down to, oops, I got to put my little measuring thing on there. If we go down 2.64 from there, oh, we were just there. 67,500. Huh. Oops. Come on, get out of there. Why is it doing all this stuff I don't want it to do? That's really interesting because it's right about where we're at right now. That's right about where everybody's hanging out right here. So there you go. There you go. Now we did fall through here. This is, we're still in this hour. Anyway, we are coming up off of there and right around that 67,500, a little bit above it. Now, let's go back to our FBDC chart. But if we want to stay in this channel for Monday, we have to get it. We have to go like, well, let's just do this. About 0.86 maybe. Now this is considering we don't have any wicks outside there. I'm going to have to go like this. So there was our close right there, right? Yeah, 1900 hours. And we have to go to Monday morning at 1300 right there. And we have to go to 0.86. That's at 68,710. So we can range between 67.5 and 68,710 tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, we can go outside there as long as we close within those parameters. And I got to write that down: 67.5 and 68.7. Um, and still be good to go as far as the FBTC chart. So this is a good this is a good way to look at things because we do want to have this reset here. We do want to have this reset. This would be very, very good if we were able to stay down below here and then pop back up Monday over here. That would be really, really good. That would give us another, we could forget about these trend lines, create a whole new set of trend lines right here. That would take us a few weeks down the road. And that makes a lot of sense. That we would have little pullbacks like this and then sideways or even upwards action. Little pullback, little upwards action, pullback. I think that's going to define the next couple of months here. Now, note that this pullback thus far in BTC is 5% for the day. And it was a little bit more before that. So let's actually measure from top to bottom here. I think it's like 10%. I'm just going to go to the, well, bit, you know what? Well, yeah, we'll just go from right here. I'm not going to go all the way to the tippy top of the wick. I'm going to go to the hourly candle body down to this candle body. 8, almost 9%. So if we stay there, that's good. Little 9% pullbacks. It's nice and fine and healthy. Let's look at total 3. Looks to me like about 5, 8%, 7%. Let's see. Let's measure it. From that tippy top down to there. Yeah, 8. It's about the same. It's a little bit less, actually. It's funny. The total 3 is pulled back less than Bitcoin, which is good. So that really kind of shows that, well, I suppose you got leverage in the other markets too, but it's really the fight. It's the fight over Bitcoin between uh, crypto whales, Wall Street whales, MicroStrategy, all these guys. They're all the big boys are battling it out here. I think pretty much. Um, oh, Avalanche has come down a little bit farther than I would have liked to have seen it. Down 5%. Let's check out Solana. I haven't looked at these. 172. It's down a couple percent. That's good. It's way up. It's holding, and Render's probably down 1060. Do I have a chart here on Render on this? No, I don't. We have to go over here. I do want to look at that. Yeah, so a lot of these coins are down. That should be a nice little reset here for renders. Well, actually, I don't have any trend lines drawn here, but I mean, we're like way below this. Yeah, we're still, I mean, way above this, I should say. So, you know what? See, that kind of tells, let's go, you know what? Let's look at total three after we look at the render chart here. Um, Now I had drawn this. I had drawn these fuchsia colored lines, expecting render to come up here and then back down here. I don't think we're coming all the way back down here now. We've seen some serious moves here, and I think that these are going to increase. I see us holding here in this blue channel. It looks like we wicked down here, and we're kind of holding that. Let's look at the like maybe the 5 minute, see what it's saying here. I like the 5 minute chart. It's you can see a lot more of what's going on the 5 minute chart. Yeah, you can see how we kind of wicked down here just a little bit, and we seem to be recovering. Looks like a pretty well defined V shaped recovery there. More than likely stay up here trading in this blue channel. Um, Now, so that was the worst case scenario for Bitcoin. Could very well be that come tomorrow morning, that Bitcoin just pops right back up, pops right back up here, comes up to like 80,000. Wouldn't that be a kicker, huh? Or we could pop right back up and go all the way up to the top of the blue channel here, about 74.7, 74747. That'd be really cool. So, all that stuff is in play too. Just gotta wait and see what happens. Either way, either way. So if we reset over the weekend, we'll probably see a nice rally next week. If we pump tomorrow, uh, still probably see a nice rally next week. But then a pullback after that. But if we continue sideways here over the weekend, then we could rally next week and continue that rally a couple weeks before another pullback, and so on and so forth. I don't think we're going to have any 20%, 30%, 40% moves. If we were, uh, probably would be happening by now. Just my guess. Let me see. What else do I want to talk about today? I better leave it there. I better get to bed. And let me just stop for a second and make sure that I covered everything I want to cover. All right. I'm glad I didn't quite finish yet, because look at here we are. We're coming right back up here on the liquidation. I just refreshed this map on the 12-hour BTC liquidation heat map. Um, Look at all these stupid ass bears. They had to use all of this. This is what drove the price down. All this short leverage here is what they had to use in order to get the price to go down here. And now they're getting liquidated. Look at, they got all this liquidations going on right now. Tens of millions into hundreds of millions of shorts getting liquidated. Let's go look at the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, look at that. Yep. See, look at all the everybody's getting liquidated, or they're going, shit, I better buy back up right now. Um, so that is what's going on here, folks. But the good thing is that we're holding these levels. Um, yeah. Here we go back down. Okay. So anyway, we'll have a better idea. My inkling is that yeah, this is gonna go right back up. Gonna go right back up here. Well, at least above our previous all-time high. Probably, I don't know. These people, everybody's playing games. So maybe my initial thinking that we just go sideways over the weekend, probably go like this and make that sound while we do it. All right. Like, subscribe, and see you next time. And don't forget to go check out Alto IRA so you don't have to pay taxes on your earnings. Not financial advice. Um, but yeah, do your own research. And do not pay me any money. I use their product, and I'm very happy with it. And not happy with the other IRAs that are out there. Alto IRA is the one I choose, and they use Coinbase, and they have no fees, maintenance fees, and all that other jazz. So go check it out. And don't forget to increase the playback speed on my videos, makes them more tolerable. And I'm going to say one more time before we go.